Hey everybody, please let me know if you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up, a comment, anything. This is my first Facebook Live, so I've been working on working out the kinks of this. Hit publish. All right. Can anybody hear me? I see 5 people are watching. Somebody give me a thumbs up, an emoji, a comment, a down thumb, whatever. Can you hear me? All right. Okay. Thanks. That my first thank you should go to my sister who is watching from Indiana. So I've kind of stacked the audience here. My name is Matt Reetz. I'm the executive director of Madison Audubon, and I also see my brother-in-law is watching too. So very nice to see people here. First of all, I gotta thank you because I spend so much of my time in front of my computer that I hardly ever get to get out and visit these wonderful places. Well, that's not true. Do it quite often, but I like to do it a lot more. So I'm so glad to be able to spend a few minutes with you and share a little bit about where I am at Faville Grove and a little bit about Madison Audubon's work. When this was set up, Brent asked me if I'd be willing to come out because Drew, who is normally the person who does the Facebook Live updates, is incredibly busy right now because spring has sprung. It's a huge time of year for doing restoration work at the sanctuaries, and with the coronavirus safer at home order, there was a burn ban, and a lot of the work that we were scheduled to do couldn't get done. So when some of that was lifted, Jefferson County, for example, lifted their burn ban, we were able to do a lot of work out here. So they've been really, really busy. So I stepped in, and I am a very poor substitute for Drew's expertise. But what I can do is give you my perspective on Madison Audubon, see listen for some birds that we're seeing out here, and hopefully have some fun. When Brenna wrote this, Brenna's our communications director. She billed me as a guy who likes puns and dad jokes. That is so true. So I do like a good dad joke. That's actually repetitive. All dad jokes are good. So let's start with a dad joke, a bird-related dad joke. Why were the birders not able to find the rail in the wetlands? Because it was in disguise. And that silence is about what I expect when I'm telling jokes at home. So, by the way, I have a terrible battery in my phone, so this is going to be, if this kicks off at any point, I apologize for that. So I just want to point out a couple of birds we're hearing. Obviously there's Canada geese always around. Faville Grove has a wonderful mix of wetlands and upland habitats. We've got savannas. I'm standing now in what's called Buddy's Prairie here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but I'll see if I can scroll around. There's Buddy's old farmstead over there. And then I'm scrolling around and trying to show you some of the wetland areas that are around here. It's a little breezy out here, so I apologize if you can't hear me super well. And then Faville Marsh is over here, and there's a little tamarack over there. Beautiful wetland habitats. There's wood duck boxes in. It's bursting with frogs and all sorts of critters and lots of red-winged blackbirds. What I'm also hearing, there's some teal over here. Cranes just bugled overhead. There's common yellowthroats singing over here. By the way, I consider myself like maybe a C+ birder. So I'm more of a bird watcher. So I really enjoy watching birds. I'm not much of a birder. I do my best. I can identify some songs. I'll do my best out here. But I really just enjoy. I got my master's and my PhD at the University of Florida studying birds, and I'm really more of an ecologist than I am a birder, but I really love being outside, and I really love birds. And I got my start in birds a lot of, probably similarly to a lot of other people really got passionate about birds, and that is kind of accidentally. I didn't realize I liked birds until I was in college, and I took a course that, an ornithology course that had field work associated with it, and I signed up to do it, and it was awesome. Did field work in southern Illinois in the swamps, and it was buggy, and it was loaded with snakes, and it was awesome. And I realized that actually my interest in birds came from my mom's passion about birds. We always had a feeder. She was I remember we had one of those big box camcorder things, video recorders, and she filmed like an hour of a Baltimore Oriole on the feeder. And I made fun of her at the time, but then I realized, well, that's actually what gave me my interest in birds. So you might know somebody who's passionate about birds, or you might have just stumbled upon it on your own. So I welcome you to Madison Audubon, however you want to engage with birds or habitats or whatever. So I just want to point out a couple things. 13% battery, so that's not good. But we are here at Faville Grove. This is our, let's see if you can see this. This is the Faville Grove map, and I am standing right about here on the map. But we have done a lot of work here since 1997. Much of this habitat was not here when in 1997. This was not protected area, but it was slowly grown. We've just recently acquired these two pieces of property here on the top that protect this full wetland. We acquired this property down here called the Cool Roche Farm. This is in the last couple years. So we've done a lot of work here protecting habitat for the benefit of birds and for the benefit of people. All of that comes from our members, volunteers, people that make that happen. So this land protection, which is unique among Audubon chapters, is derived from support of our members. So now we have about, let's see, we have about the third most acreage of any Audubon chapter in the country, and that's unique. Most Audubons don't own land, or if they do, they have a little nature center and a little patch. But we decided a long time ago to invest in land protection for the benefit of birds and for our members. So I encourage you to come out to Faville Grove and to our other sanctuary, Goose Pond, because they're awesome places to see birds. There's tons of red-winged blackbirds are all over the place. There's one up here who's squawking at me right now. There are normally warbling vireos in this little patch right in here. I wanted to mention warbling vireos because I'm a fan of brown-headed cowbirds. Probably one of 8 in the world. Everybody dislikes cowbirds because they lay their eggs in other birds' nests. But I mentioned warbling vireos because they're one of the smallest birds that's actually able to remove the egg of a brown-headed cowbird. Most birds accept cowbird eggs. Some of them can't remove them because they're so small, but a warbling vireo is a puncture ejector. It sticks its bill in there and takes them out. At least the eastern populations are. So I was hoping to hear some. You'll definitely hear, it's sort of a windy, cool day, so it's not, I'm not hearing a heck of a lot of birds. Lots of frogs calling behind me. Again, red-winged blackbirds everywhere. I also wanted to quickly mention that our new newsletter is all ready and coming out. This is a beautiful magnolia warbler. You should be looking for these in your mailboxes. If you don't get our newsletter, you can go to our website and sign up to get one, at least the PDF version of it. Also, like I mentioned before, from all kinds of people who are interested in birds or habitat or wildlife, or just want to get outside and enjoy nature. You do not have to be a birder or good at it. Birders involved in Madison Audubon, but we also just chicken from a robin. Nature. Again, we really value protecting natural areas. This was before this area, Faville Grove, to prairies bursting with all sorts with a diversity of plant life that feeds insects and birds and badgers and salamanders and everything. So that's a real privilege to work on that. My mic is struggling. You plug it all the way in again. I will try that. Thanks. By the way, earlier, I love dad jokes. Feel free to give me your bird-related dad jokes before my battery dies. On that note, I saw 2 turkey vultures on the way over here, and it reminded me of another dad joke. 2 turkey vultures, older turkey vultures, decided to forego migration because they were getting too old. So they hopped a flight, and as they were waiting to board the plane, the flight attendant, they both carried possums. She turned to them and said, "Can I check those for you?" And they said, "No, thank you. They're carried on." So, wanted to mention a couple of other things. We are constantly working out here to improve the habitat. Normal circumstances, you're able to volunteer out here and get involved with burns or invasive species control or planting prairies. We will absolutely resume that as soon as possible, and we will welcome your help there. We're also always looking to expand our sanctuaries and grow their acreage and their impact. So we will always keep you updated on opportunities that we have for purchasing land, either through getting fee simple purchase or easements. So we'll always keep you updated on that. The same is true at our Goose Pond Sanctuary, which I absolutely invite you to go visit as well. It's a prairie pothole surrounded by prairies and other habitats that's also bursting with wildlife. In fact, we're just in the midst of purchasing a new property there called the Ryerson property near Otsego Marsh. Hoping to close on that soon. It's 36 acres of land that's going to be a beautiful supplement to Otsego Marsh out there. Pay attention. We may ask if you want to support that acquisition. And there's another acquisition that we're looking to do out there as well. So again, Madison Audubon is unique. We're working on land in addition to all sorts of different things. But that does mean, we do require we're lucky enough to get health stewardship funds for many of our properties. It's a state program that does incredible work to support land conservation in Wisconsin. I also have to support that. It's under fire, but it has done incredible things for the state of Wisconsin. Gathering water works to support land, just like Madison Audubon and others who are doing private. Thank you. I thought it would work. If you have questions, I covered up my microphone. Really proud of it. So thank you for being patient as I work Facebook Live. This could be my last. Try unplugging your. Lorena says, "Is that any better?" Battery. I promise you that I will do better at this next time. So actually, I think I'm going to sign off, even though it's only 15 minutes long. Thank you, because I'm about to lose my battery. Thank you so much. I will answer your questions if you want to post them in the comments after this. This will be available later. I also welcome your dad jokes, bird-related dad jokes, or nature-related dad jokes. I need more material to torture my son with. He's 11 and he just adores my dad jokes. So keep them coming. So thank you so much again. Apologize this was so short. I'll do it again and I'll do better next time. So thanks for your support. Enjoy spring migration. Take care. And now I got to figure out how to shut this off.